What's going on, guys? I was talking to a buddy of mine. He's got a Gen 3 Raptor. I didn't know this. Anyway, he was like, did you do the VTA mod? I'm like, what is that? The vent to air. So I look it up. It's a billet plug that you basically undo the hose off your blow-off valve, plug it, and then that way it vents to air and it makes a sound. Upon looking at the Raptor forums, it should be completely safe. You shouldn't need the filter because the intake is getting plugged with the billet plug, and then you're going to be venting air out, so you should be good in that matter. There's a few of these plugs, so I ended up purchasing the one for $20. There was a couple cheaper, but they had like a little worse reviews. This one had the best reviews, and so I was like, well, I'll just pay a little more just to get the better plug. But before I go home and install this, I want to get you guys some clips so you can hear what it sounds like before and then after, because there's some people saying that they don't hear really any noise after installing this, but then there's people that are like, you can hear it. It sounds like you need to get up into the 4,000 RPM range and then let off, and then you should get your sound. That's what we got with the stock one. You can barely hear. I don't even think you can hear anything. Can you hear anything, Wrigley? No, we can't. I'm going to run home and install this just in case I need pliers or something else. I do probably need a couple zip ties because the hose will be hanging. So I'm going to zip tie the hose to something. But we should be able just to pull it off, pop it in. Good to go. Let's go. I am very limited on space. Actually, I'm not limited on space. As long as I park the boat over far enough, I got plenty of space to open the doors. It's the depth. The first step is I got to get under the truck, see what screws I need, because there are 6 bolts that we're going to have to remove. So the first things we're going to have to do is just, this is when you do your oil change. You're going to have to remove this, which is like 6 of them Torx or whatever they are. So it's going to be the T40 is what you guys need. I'm about to get my drill. This is definitely... Yahtzee! Let's see what we're working with. And there she be. Let's see if I can get this camera to fit. This is a tight fit with this big old camera. And me. So we're looking straight up, and as you guys can see, that gray fitting right there, that plastic piece, that is the fitting we're going to pull off, and we're going to plug it with that billet plug. I just dropped my camera. I'm not happy about it. I'm going to see if I can just pull this thing off by hand. I think you can. Basically, you just got to like grab it, turn it counterclockwise, maybe like just a little bit, and it'll pull right off. So now you guys can see I have that plastic piece disconnected, and we just got to put the plug into this bad boy. And I don't have the filter, but I've heard that I don't need to run it, so I guess we're going to see what happens. Plug, where'd you go? Oh, wow. It popped in just easy, like perfectly smooth. It almost like clicked in. That was easy enough. So now you can see I've plugged her. You can put it just right up here next to it, and then we're just gonna zip tie it basically around this to this. Okay, so that's the end result now. That's open, plugged, zip tied, so that way she don't go nowhere. Before I put that cover back on, I'm gonna start it, and I'm gonna just rev it up and see if it makes any noise, but I think I might have to be in some hard boost to hear it. Let's not forget my cell phone. Okay, I think I could kind of hear a difference. Let's line all these up. Check, check, check. And whatever you do, don't be that guy that tries to impact a bolt directly on. I guess worst case, if you strip it, it's not like you strip the skid plate. It's just those little inserts, whatever they're called. And if you really want to get fancy and make sure you're lined up into the thread, reverse it counterclockwise. When you hear that click and it sinks in, you know you're lined up thread for thread and you won't strip it out. Sometimes you don't hear it, but you feel it, and you know those threads are aligned. When I raced four-wheelers and I did ATV motocross, I had so many strip screws on my four-wheeler because I had no clue to do that. We're just gonna check these. Okay. Success. Okay, she's installed. Easy enough. Didn't even take but 10 minutes. We're going to go get some clips for you guys. I'm going to go test it out. I don't even know if it's going to make any extra noise or not. But the Supercross race is on, so I'm going to go catch that. And then it's going to be dark out, so we're going to get some roller shots and just be listening for that. Alright, so we're back at it. I finished watching the Supercross race. It didn't disappoint, but it did disappoint. If you guys follow it, you know what I'm talking about. All I know is the vent to air plug, it works. You can hear it. Some guys talked about how they couldn't hear it. I don't know how they can't. I don't know if they're just not revving it high enough, but I mean, all you have to do, like, I could rev it from, if I just build boost from 2,000 to 3,000, at minimum, I can definitely hear it. And once you get to upwards of 3 to 4, I feel like that's when you can hear it kind of more. I just think the more like harder you get into the throttle and let off harder, you're going to hear it. So anyways, I'm going to give you guys a couple demos. I'm going to attach the GoPro to the exterior of the truck, and then we'll do a couple drive-bys with the big camera. So I'm pumped on this. Let's put the big camera outside, do a couple drive-bys just so you guys kind of get it from a distance and nearby, and then we'll even maybe do some interior ones. Well, that's all I got for this episode, guys. That's the VTA plug. There's a bunch of them on Amazon. I'll link the one that I bought. It was 20 bucks, and it snapped in perfectly fine. First try. It was like it just fit perfectly. Did it add any power? No. Did it lose any power? I don't think so. Do I feel 18 again? Yes. For $20, buy it. Go have a fun time with it. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions or anything, it's a very simple, straightforward mod. Lots of people do this, and for 20 bucks, it's super fun. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.